Yeah, the semi-finals for the women looked really, really tough. Obviously, the men had some hard boulders as well, but...
Holly Toothill, she left it till the last minute to get into the finals, but when she did, she got there in second place. But Thea qualifying in the top spot, so she'll be out last here. Oh my goodness, it's the first few come in. Stephen and Jessica are out first of all. I think we're having a bit of problem with the lighting, but I think we'll have a bit more light. There we go as it comes on. Right, Stephen underway. Now this is the move to the left, a big jump. And miss the move to the right.
He did miss, but he has read it right. So that, I hope, signals that the rest of the boys have obviously read it that way as well. So they are going to be... she's used it.
And look at the scoreboard on the left if you can see it. I know on a mobile it might be a little bit small, so you might have to rewatch it on a computer. But that box will fill halfway for a zone, full way for a top, and the number in it indicates the attempts. All right, into the zone then. So that box will fill up halfway.
Yeah, so Stephen, again, the route sets were saying this is quite a dynamic move, so go with the hand and plant the foot, looking like he's got the lock dialed, but he's going to go for it. Oh, dynamic. Jessica's going to be able to hold it well enough to come into the crimp Gaston and recompose herself after getting that score.
Yeah, it's fairly complicated, that movement. Can't wait to see how different people approach that section, because I think there might be a few ways you could possibly get through the moves. We'll have to see. All right, so out, back in.
He's got that move dialed, and again, that's something that you really can train in training. Like, low percentage moves need to be something that you can repeat time on time.
Yeah, Leah, you've worked as a coach for a lot of your life, and I've been loving hearing your tips. Like, I need to listen to you more often so you can tell me how to climb. One move away, will he change things? So you think more of a sort of a bump that left hand?
Bump left, bump left hand, bump left foot.
Okay. Well, she's established for a second. It's funny you say that. There's lots of comments about helicopter moves coming through, so you are right on that. Wow, he's probably got one more chance at this. 29 seconds on the clock. Hits the zone. Let's see if he's listened.
So we're looking for him to hop that left foot out as he hits the hand.
It's in reach, isn't it? And look, now he's having a look at his bump.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. But Leah Crone reading that perfectly, and we've got a top in 4.
Yeah, hailing from Scotland. Her local wall is Ratho, so she's come a long way down.
She has made that journey and straight into the first move powerfully there.
Well, her hero climber is Brooke Rabbitoux, so I feel like this is pocket rocket, like smashing up the boulder, so I can see that that's a good hero to have for this.
I agree with you, yeah.
Yeah, the helicopter move. And I think helicopter moves are a bit weird because it's almost like the more you try it, the more you fall off.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, Finn sticking... I think he just needed a bit of a test go, a confidence boost on that. He might kick himself for needing another go on this because he's well capable of doing this go.
Now, I wonder if he's read it with Stephen.
Was looking at the volume, twitching his left foot. I was thinking it was going to go, but he did not get up enough and into the right position.
And even if you are a power endurance monster, you've got 3 more boulders to come. You need to pace yourself out there.
True that.
All right, so Finn, has he learned from that first go, or first few goes, out with the left hand, creeps the right foot underneath him, looks to the volume.
Is he reaching over? Oh, he's back though. No. 3 seconds is not long enough to react.
Right, flicks out.
Good spin. I mean, really good right foot plant, to stop the helicopter. So she wasn't whirling round out of control. It was really good. Just not making good enough contact with the zone. Just needing a little bit more tension when she gets there.
Yeah. Finn coming up towards the top now. One move to go and no down.
Wants to try a different way, and he's run out of time.
I think men's number 1, the top of it. So we're going to have a little look over on the right-hand side of the screen here, just to see what's going on with the top of that boulder as we fly in.
Well, I think because you've got your left foot really close underneath you and your left hand is leading, you don't really want to go left hand again because you're going to feel out of control. Comfortable feeling because the handholds are so slopey and so bad.
And the slope is right. We're looking at it now. It isn't the best of jugs at the top there.
I was about to say Jim's jack of all trades. You'll see him in competition, you'll see him on rock, you'll see him ice climbing up a winter gully. He does everything. Self-confessed, I don't think, his natural style is popping and pinging around the wall. It's not his strongest one anyway. So, I mean, he's stuck it now, obviously. He's wanting to go for some alternative beater. He's a grip master. Oh. We know that as well.
Oh, come on, right, left. That was so beastly from Jim there.
Overhanging steep power boulders aren't necessarily her thing. She's definitely into something more slabby and techie. So this isn't going to naturally be something that she's confident or loving, but she's having a really good go nonetheless.
Here goes the beast then. Matches. Let's see if he can keep the feet this time, because it cost him a bit of energy before. Looks left. Is he going to do this cross again? He's going to match. And then go with the left. Right. How? How did he manage to hold that?
Amazing hip flexibility from Jim. Yeah, I think Jim is really good at keeping a cool head, even when things don't always go very well. So you can see when, actually the hold that she's coming into, the first move, is a good block.
Yeah.
But they're so low with such bad feet that even though the hold is big, that is something that you have to learn literally by doing competitions, getting it wrong, and moving on.
Izzy, meanwhile, spins and she hits the helicopter move really well. Are we going to see the zone here? She's certainly touched it, so high point so far, and she'll move straight to the top of the league. Not so far, sorry, we've got two zones. But that is a high point as she hits the crimp. Pushing away. She looks so strong out there.
Yeah, so this top move, it has moved down a little bit. The setters have tweaked it slightly because they thought it was a bit too high, but an amazing flash from Izzy. You generally always want to better your score, so I think the fact that she's come out and flashed that has put her in a really good stead.
Yes, it is. Well, we'll see Sam now. He did so well in semis for a long time. We thought he might flash all the boulders and then struggled at the very end, but he's now established in the zone. So there's zones for everyone so far on this boulder.
And something I don't think's talked about very much is, we always talk about the physical aspects of climbing. Nice moves, Sam. That was a different way again, going right hand over, but popping the left foot. That was a kind of a mix of both styles from Stephen and Jim.
All right, well, next up is a man who's had to deal with a lot of psychological things. Smacks onto the wall. He's a regular on the World Cup circuit and maybe hasn't always fulfilled his potential on the IFSC, but he's someone who's looking very good this year so far.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it, as well, because you see somebody training so hard and they put their all into it. I mean, look how strong he is on this move. Like you say, he might not feel his potential. Just because someone's really strong and they train loads, it doesn't mean they're necessarily going to win. I definitely think Max has the potential to do amazing on the circuit, and he's had some really good results. There's lots more blocks to go. She qualified in second place ahead of Izzy. Again, it's down to her experience.
Let's see if Holly can get it done. She pulls back on. Had a bit of a slip on that attempt. I think it was just a slip because she's straight into it. There's the zone. Big move out left. Right, you've got to keep moving here, not slow down. Upgrades that hand a bit higher. And that crimp in the middle of the wall by the RAB logo there.
Yeah, and really not looking that happy on the zone. I did say it was very...
It's just not very nice to pull on.
You can see like fingerprints on there in the chalk. It just isn't a good hold. No. And on an overhanging wall, it's not what the competitors want. She's got her hips in here.
Better, eh?
Way better.
This could be close. Come on, Holly.
Here we go.
Big high hand. You feel this could be a big moment for Holly now if she can get this done. Oh no, slipping off that final hold.
And that's what pushes you to be better, whether that's, in training, or it gives a lot of people motivation, just knowing that there are people to... it's you and the wall. It's not other people. You can't control what they do. You can only control what you do. But yeah, these boys, they're having a bit of fun. You can't say that they're not enjoying themselves.
No, exactly. And then Thea qualifying in first position as well. She's 24, and it's good to have her back. And she's doing really well here.
Yeah, also on the flash attempt.
Wow, Izzy flashed it. Can Thea flash it too? The top's in sight, one move away. But we've seen Holly slip off this final left hand, and so does she.
If I remember correctly, she didn't move her left foot up, and she just sort of fired up to the top. In a dynamic move, you almost will just want to be face on.
Yeah, it's a very good point. We'll see if she can make those adjustments. Toby, meanwhile, kicks right, lands it this time. And do remember, we mentioned this in semis, the athletes are kind of building up to their season, so they will be coming into shape. This is a good opportunity to see where they're at, but they won't be at 100% yet. Toby, though, look at this. Statically crosses through with the right, makes an easy match. That was so Toby-esque, that last move.
That was, and yeah, the first move.
And now Thea, go number 2, has rested well. Nails the helicopter move. I keep watching that right foot just smearing down the no-tex. It's nasty.
It's not, yeah, it's... this is why I thought this bottom one was savage. I just, like, from the floor, it looked... And climb and see what happens at the end.
And there's no coaches in ISO to have that chat you just had with her, so she's got to figure it out herself. Thea, meanwhile, will try to put a spanner in Izzy's works here as she goes out left onto the sloper. Oh, but no. Maybe just one of those goes.
Yeah.
It's got to happen now if it's going to.
In semis, I do remember watching her when she looked a bit lost or not in the right position, she did just drop off.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, it might have been a good tactic from her because she's getting close again. 9 seconds, though. Got to match the last hold with control.
Oh,
Looks
we
up.
get no buzzer beater. We're not. She looks goosed. Pulling on, this move, getting off the ground alone, again, looks really hard. And I was going to say really hard and physical. And off he goes to launch.
Yes, he does. Right. Jessica creeping towards, and now we see our render. Now, that is the hold she's going for. Hidden in the Plywood Master. They're not bad crimps, but you've got to be quite accurate on bad feet.
You do. I think if you can keep your balance in this section, it is a good crimp with a thumb catch, and then you can turn it into double gastons and really move your weight across. This will be the kind of low percentage, the heart flutter, like I know I can do this, but I need to not drop it. And it'll be the person that doesn't second guess their movement that can actually flow through.
Looks steady with that heel. Oh, as I say, actually overbalanced. Managed to save herself with that left press there. Lands into it. No. All right, so pulling back onto this powerful move. He almost face planted this sequence before. It's a big jump out here. Better from him, more in control as he gets the zone. And up into the darkness a bit, but there is a sloper in there. Final hold, this should be a top, and it is scored. Strong stuff at that high right toe.
Yeah, I mean, 2 tops now for Stephen. He's starting well. There is only one climber who didn't top the first block, so we'll probably leave Finn feeling like he's trailing behind a little bit. But that's the nature of the game.
Yeah. Agreed, right, Jessica, that's more controlled now and holds these. Now, if we get to the top, and we might be able to show you this on the 3D render later on, but at the top of the wall, there's 2 options. You go for the blue, or you kind of try to slot it in on the white. Now, I would expect it to be a slot jump, because it usually is, but actually, apparently, if you go all the way over, the blue is the best hold. So we'll try to show you that on the render, but it doesn't matter because she falls on his own. Well, she's got, I think that's the minute buzzer gone, though. Now, I mean, so she pulls on. Looking much better through this bottom part of the boulder now. Yeah,
and that's where maybe she's gained a bit of confidence from attempts and that she's not second-guessing her movement. She really needs her footwork to be on point here because, as we all know, a slip on a slab isn't generally savable. No, and she's done these moves, so she just needs to do what she knows she can and move through without error.
Cruising right now, trying to save some of the energy. The time is ticking away, though. There's a blue jib a little higher up. Hits the zone. She'll feel happier when she's got a right hand on this. Now, this is this hidden hold I was talking about on the right. If you go all the way to the blue, it's better, but it kind of tricks you to go for the white, and she did go for the white, I think.
Oh, Jessica. Hey, climbing in 2009 was very different to climbing these days.
All right, Emma, what can you do on this slabby? Ooh, fall off it. That's a lot of pressure as a 16-year-old out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not often all the lights are turned off and you have a spotlight on you with everybody watching. Sometimes that you're literally on centre stage and everyone is watching you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Ember has a look down, looks up towards the press.
Really, because of that, needing to commit to the first move to get connection through the rest of her body to hit the palm. If she's only given it a little less than 100%, I don't think it's going to be enough.
No. All right, so Finn misses that left hand.
Yeah, looking like he was opting for a 1-2 rather than a double.
Oh, yeah. So maybe he has to rethink that. That's better from Ember, though. She's up and about now. Out towards the hidden holes. Face pressed close against the wall. Those hips in as well.
Good feet. I mean, she's trusting her feet on these volumes amazingly. Like, really good slab movement.
So she would like to sort of make an impact. That right hand the men are holding on is pretty good, and it allows you to do that stretch move out with the left, and then that little adjustment. But this is where the business end really starts on this boulder.
Yeah, he's not opting for that right foothold. It looks like he's not really able to transition his way over to the right side and jump fully to both the holds, which the left-hand hold alone is not holdable up. Yeah, I mean, she's standing so well on her feet. I almost feel like saying just forget the handholds.
Yeah.
Every time she looks like she's going to go for the handhold, she just wobbles off backwards.
And she drops back to the palm in order to bring that right foot up a little bit. Gets set, and this is where she keeps falling now. You're right about those feet. It's really good. But this is where she's had problems. She's a long way away from it. And it looks like she's setting up to pop quite hard into it.
Yeah, I think because she's wanting to move her right foot out, her weight's coming back left, and then she's needing to come back to the right again. Again, it's a case of getting on and learning and trying, and she is doing that. She does only have a minute left. I would say maybe if she's going to fall early, maybe three goes a push, but if she can stay on into the volumes, I think she'll be able to work her feet up really nicely. Yeah.
And she's needs to reset here. Finn goes again. I want him to do something different too. Out onto the sloper with the left hand.
So keeping his right foot in this time. Again, he's not getting his weight over there. He's struggling.
Look at our render here as well, just to catch a glimpse of that boulder. That left foot, she's going to have nightmares about it. And yeah.
Well, back when I was 21, I want to say, I was coaching a team in London at a climbing wall down there, and he was on the youth team. I couldn't keep his feet on the floor. The guy was off climbing every time I turned my back, and he was such a little climber, and I'm like, you're like obviously a full-grown human, and it again, just makes you feel really old. Easy from Jim.
He cruised it, didn't he? Right, a couple of moves to come, and we saw Stephen do really well here. Left heel, doesn't like it, changed it. Just goes for the jump.
Really good movement, really good on-the-fly movement from Jim. Obviously, like you said, tried it, didn't like it, changed it straight away.
We're having a look here at the feet of this boulder, because this seems to be where all the mistakes and slips are happening. Hopefully we can just go down a little bit so we can see really clearly. Yeah, there we go. Not a lot of angle on there to stand on.
No, I mean, the interesting thing about that volume is because you want to go right, the volume disappears further to the right to stand on. So you get less and less volume in front of you to lean in, so you actually become more and more vertical. So even though the volume sticks out quite far, it gets worse for you as you start to move towards the next hold. Now Catherine making smooth progress. She's on the penultimate hold here before even moving out to the next volume.
Yeah, and of course claiming the zone as well. She really stretched out but holds that right hand.
Yeah, really smooth climbing. We've got to trust the feet, and then she's got to make a decision for this top hold. I don't know. I mean, I can't see the top of a boulder. Can you?
That's a very good. I honestly never even thought about that. Yeah, I've never seen it. There we go. I can see athletes.
Get your binoculars out for the blocks.
Right, Catherine with a zone in 3. We'll go again with a minute on the clock. Out she goes over to the right. So a lot of people are talking about shoes, and she's wearing Scarpa shoes, which are one of the sponsors of this event, and very soft are those Dragos out there.
Really good for this style of volume, actually. You get quite a lot of surface area, and you're not going to get kind of any lift if you don't want it to lift. Oof. Go for it, like as much as the other. She's 167 centimeters tall. Overshooting for her could almost be worse than actually just trying to reach up early.
Yeah, it's a good point. But she's slipped twice, so needs to make an adjustment, and just 30 seconds, although she's getting through the bottom very quickly now. There's the zone. Wraps those fingers around it, thumb engaged.
Those holds, the left-hand hold that she's on right now, the little nubbin, is not good.
No,
it's not good at all.
Well, that is the nubbin. Is that what we're looking at there?
Kind of matches up to her favourite style of block.
I like the describe Plywood Master in 3 words on our form. She's just written F-U-N, so fun. Yes, creative, I like it. Right, tiptoeing these feet then. Let's see if those 3 exclamation marks mean a flash. Drops that right foot on and looking good so far.
Yeah, she looks calm and composed. There's not too much going on with this block yet. I really think that this section now, so moving the feet up, hitting the right hand well, staying in enough to stay weight on the feet, and then, as we know, choosing what top hold you want.
Yeah, that technicality, building as you go, and the left hand bobbled, so she goes down.
He really needs to give it more beans.
So if Izzy can get this done, she will be firmly on top here. She's already got a zone. Looks right. This part she did well. It's the second half of the boulder that's caused the most problems. Into the nubbin. All about the thumb, isn't it? You've really got to engage it.
Yeah, and I think there's so much going on. You don't want your feet to slip. You're moving with the hands, outright to the volume, but you don't want your hand to slip off the zone. There's a lot to think about, and what I call splitting your mind within one move. You've got to think about 3 or 4 different things.
Wonderful footwork. It's the heel hook by his hand there. You can't see it from my camera angle, but it's not a bad hold under there.
Yeah, he's slow to release the right hand on the jump. Again, kind of aiming for potentially 1-2 rather than a 1-2. A faster 1-2.
You mean? All right, Izzy looks so good here, but it all goes to pieces at the end, and it'll be starting to play in her mind. She knows she's in front, would like to get this done.
She did pick up the brush last time, and she has brushed that zone. So I'm hoping that this is really going to help her ping away from you, and you're like, no, I know I can do it, I just need a little bit more, and you just don't always have it.
We're looking here at the men's first hold, which we can't see from our camera angle. This is the brilliant thing about our render. It's not bad, but you've got to match your heel to your hand. That's what makes it tricky. But this time, Sam is into the zone, and this is going to be a shot at the top then. Right toe driven in, hits the right hand. This is where Jim he's trying to get the heel that Jim didn't like. But he makes it work. Toe in, should be a top, and it is for Sam. So let's see where that leaves him on the leaderboard, and it puts him on the top spot.
It's a top away from Stephen. This is tight. This is tight in the top 2 spots. I mean, I think it'd be tight in the top 3 spots, but...
Yeah, similar kind of story to the semi-final. The men are topping more boulders. The women are having to scrap around for the zones more.
But the women are getting so close to the top of these blocks, and they're just not getting the rewards. There's just so many top holds that have been touched and slipped off.
Yep.
They're doing so much climbing, but they're just not getting the points on the board. Toby's not going to give him an easy time. Sam and Stephen aren't giving him an easy time. He needs to hold this together mentally, because physically he can do all of this.
No, agreed. And he's one of those athletes, he can just explode into certain moves. It's a bouncy one from him as well. All right, Holly teeters out right. Max goes. He fell off the first time, has another go at this little adjustment with that right hand. He just reached for that.
Ah, Max.
Very strong from him into the zone. From here, it'd be hard to bet against him getting this done, but he's going to go for a gym star pogo. Nearly drops it, but catches the toe in. That is going to be a top for Max Mill.
In fair play, he felt confident enough. We know that Toby can pull it back, and we have 3 more blocks to go.
I will stay with Holly right now. She tries to drag something back. She's getting a second, 2 zones in a few attempts, so she's done well.
And I think Holly's found herself in this position before a little bit in previous competitions where she's maybe not performed as she's wanted to in the opening sets and needs to compose herself. Sometimes she's done really well and actually held it together, but there have been instances I can remember where she's really struggled.
So Holly's taken a moment, I think, to compose herself here. Let's see if it works. Up into the press. Careful with the feet as she looks out right. Drops the heels really flat onto that volume. Right on the tiptoes as well.
But just kind of watching, holding my breath, because I always feel like, the more breathing we do, the might wobble off. No, the opposite.
Oh, the opposite will scare her off. Oh, there we go. We breathed too hard. But she's still in second place, in touch with Izzy as well. And 29 seconds is time for this. Up she goes. So, looks right again. This was the lovely move I enjoyed, but she just drops that heel down, slots it into place. And you can see the heel flatten as she puts weight on it into the nubbin. Oh, that left foot pops. She holds it, though.
Good hold. Really good save from her. You can do this, Holly. Oh, Holly. Because he knows he can climb these blocks. He's got to not make an error. He's got to not slip up. And the further behind you fall on those attempts, the harder you make it yourself to pull it back and start flashing boulders. All
right, so game time for Toby then. Drops in.
I did wonder if he was going to do the same thing as Max. As soon as he put that left outside edge on, I was like, well, he's comfy on that undercut, isn't he? I mean, he's climbing up this like it's a V4 board problem.
Yeah, this is a statement from Toby. Hits the top. He's got to do it from here. Toe in. There we go. Well, have a look at the score. It's going to leave him in second at the moment, just behind Max.
They'll probably be ribbing each other, knowing that, you know, it's close and they're not sure which one of them's going to take it.
Exactly. Well, let's come up, and as she climbs, we can see it in 3D. I want to see the nubbin, which is that zone hold up there. It hasn't got a zone on the graphic because it wasn't stuck on yet, but we go up towards that zone hold. There it is. Now, this is the one that has caused a few problems.
And then really pull over, like you said, and really use that thumb to stay on. But I think that's why it's slipping off so much, because that's not a natural way that we would hold a hold.
Yeah, good point. There's a lot going. It's like you said, having your brain in different places.
Hands, feet, all the different things going on.
And that zone that we had that zoom in on, she hasn't got yet. So work to do here. And a big kick she's setting up for, and I think that might have been a bit too fast.
Kick out with the hips, even slightly. There's no room for error in getting your weight over your feet on this block. It'll be highlighted straight away, and you'll be off quicker than you know it.
So here's the kick again. Slip down those feet, or have perfect feet. Up into the corner with the press. And these are the crimps. Hits it this time with the right hand.
Really nice. Hips stayed in really close to the wall. There was no in and out movement.
This is much better. Oh, as I say it.
Izzy was also falling off with that particular move. So it might be that the space that's then created between yourself and the wall starts to disappear. By stepping through, it really starts to tip you off top first.
Yeah. Oh, small. I'm enjoying it. I don't mind a cagey finals here. And it's certainly been interesting. Right, this is the stand-up that I think is disgusting. Onto the left foot where the screw is bigger than the hold itself. But it will feel okay, to be fair, on your climbing shoes. And he shows that getting stood up. But this is horrible now, dropping onto no-tex.
So that whole top surface, you can see your face in it. Yeah. Hopefully no one's going to hit their face on it. They can be able to see their face incoming. But he's standing on a couple of mil of texture before it rolls off down the face of the volume. He's doing so well here, especially for a bit of a taller climber.
Yeah.
Getting in that little box there, he's doing amazingly well.
Well, this is the women's who have a jumpy start, which she did quickly.
And this is what I thought was going to be starting to be the powerful move. So these undercuts that they're on, or the undercut that she's on, it's a good undercut, but that foot's so high. If you get it right, you'll be able to have enough height to hit the handhold.
Okay, well, she's looking for that flow. Let's see if she can get it in the next attempt. Meanwhile, Stephen stands up. Nice and simple. This is this shiny surface we were talking about. That's the little dot there, the button.
I don't envy these boys having this block.
It's horrible, isn't it? But it gets worse as well.
So you can kind of see the rib of texture on the volume that they're standing on.
All right, let's look at the women's here as well. This run and jump start, flick to the left.
Yeah, a little pogo move. Doing that really smoothly, really nicely. Stephen keeping his cool. Oh.
Very close. Look at this snatch there from Jessica.
What are you going to do?
No, exactly. You can't save skin if you don't. You know, you just got to do these boulders. But she's cruising this first move. As she falls off now.
Obviously, she will need to tape up if that is the case, and nobody likes climbing with tape on.
No. Yeah, the judges do watch for blood. We can't allow blood on the wall, so if they see any, they'll stop it. Or not stop it, but make her put tape on. And it looks like she's going back. Jessica taping up, and we have got a different shoe. So we got Flagship Pro on Flagship on the right, and then
that they brought out a while ago. I don't think they do it anymore, but it was one of my favourite shoes. It's a slipper, but it's a slightly stiff slipper.
Interesting then. So gone old school on this one. Oh, that left foot time. He'll say goodbye. Has Jessica got enough time? I don't think so.
She looks like a girl who has a lot of expectations on herself, even at 16. She has been competing for in and around 10 years. She started in Youth D.
Yep.
So she knows what she's doing. And again, as with all comp climbing, you've got to put it all together on the day. It doesn't matter how strong you are in training or how good you feel. It's about what you end up performing like on the wall.
Absolutely, and we're watching on the 3D render where she is on the actual wall. You can see it's a pretty good hold under there, but the foot position is awkward. You've got to do a big move now up to the dish, as she was low on that one.
It's really not as straightforward and as easy as it looks.
No. 100%. Big holds, hard moves is often the case. So, gets it up on the no text. That little line, I can see it down the edge he's standing on.
Yeah, he's choosing actually to not go anywhere near. Oh,
Ooh.
We're changing our mind. We're slipping down.
We are, aren't we? Slidey.
I just hope he stops on the texture and doesn't carry on and just disappear.
There it is.
Good effort.
That was control there from him. And matches as well, padding the feet in.
That's where I'd be talking to myself. Please don't slip. Please don't slip. Just keep going.
Just keep
going.
Right, onto this triple stacked zone hold. Just a little touch in order to move position. Good setting, that.
It's good setting. There's the step through. Again, we talked about doing step throughs on a slab and how hard it can be because it moves your centre of gravity away from the wall. But when the footholds are that poor, there's no other way of getting around it. Yeah. She's got a knee bar in there.
Oh, she has. That's awesome.
It is awesome. It's not going to help her get higher, though. It's going to drag you down, if anything. It looked like she wanted to get a second foot involved.
She can chalk up, though, which is cool.
Yes. Somebody's taken their chalk bag with them.
Yes.
Although her T-shirt looks like it's getting in the way of her actually being able to use it. Always put your chalk bag strap over your T-shirt.
And Leah's coaching tips. You need to return to this. You're so good at it. Right, sliding down towards the friction. You'll see his shoe stop if he hits it properly. Boom! There we go. Landing on that friction. Little undercling. It's thin, that right hand. And then you can see the spot of rubber on the next hold. And he'll plant that foot onto that spot.
Yeah, big footholds. Big footholds
yes.
for a slab. And actually, the edge on them is really quite decent.
Yeah.
It just looks a bit scary sometimes because they're so slopey. When climbers start to think about going for the handholds, they almost...
All right, so a thinker game. It's interesting because the men have kind of been having quite physical, throwy boulders, and this really slows the pace down and makes them concentrate here. This is the slide down the horrible slab to the bit of friction.
He's got it dialed, though. Like, he knows what that move is. He can move through it with relative...
Well, no, please don't do that. You are keeping this thing going here. Well, we'll try... Before she started climbing, she's going to have to do it again, although has got the zone on this. Out she comes. Wild kick without a leg there.
Good hold. She's trying hard. Ember, fair play.
10 seconds to go. Creeps out right. Hits the mint volume, which you've said is pretty good.
Got to get moving. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
so
no.
is he, no.
Yeah, height for me in climbing is fascinating because
Yeah.
I think it obviously really changes the style and what people do. I think it's a big bone in climbing, if you know what I mean, and that a lot of people complain about
Yes.
short climbers and tall climbers, but
Just a bit. We're just having a look at the render here. Now, that line where the chalky bit is, that is the thing they're landing on when they slide down.
That's the texture.
Yes. And it's not a lot to slide onto there. You can see it right where the crosshair is. That's what they're sliding into. Great angle there to show it. So you've got to be accurate with this one.
Yeah, and I think you can really see where Jim's placing his foot there, how kind of more obvious that is. It's literally a couple of mil that
Yeah.
they're standing on.
He did that very well to get through to the zone. Pulling upwards, which is a weird move to do on a boulder wall. You don't often see that sort of
Yeah.
pull up undercling thing.
Yeah. Again, I think on a slab, because you kind of end up in these weird contorted positions.
And Catherine eyes up this jump, flicks over, lands it nicely into the big undercling. That's the knee bar, if you want it.
Yeah, the knee bar's not going to get you there, but I think long levers for this move, you can see how far out from the wall her hips are to reach up. Being on an undercut and being really tall sometimes can feel really, really, really powerful, but then you don't have to kind of go as far.
Yeah.
So 6 and 2 3s.
See if she can figure that one. Jim, meanwhile, gets stood up on the first slab. He doing a slightly different method here. Drops now into the line of texture. Into the underclings. Slides the foot down. Over the top. Nearing the point where he had the foot bobble before.
You can see his little gurn. He is trying there with a little shake. Tekka's is Jim is a technical climber. He's got that in his repertoire. To move, slab. I don't think anyone really finds it that comfortable.
No, agreed. Oh, that's a big one. She's okay, but her face basically reflected our faces in the commentary box. Jim, meanwhile, has a little slide down the button. Not liking this suddenly. Maybe rushing a bit here.
He just like literally pulled on, but the step up for Jim is going to be so much higher. So he's almost like trying to mantle the top of the volume in order to slow down enough to put his feet on. I
think there's a few fingernails in there as well as he crimps the top of the volume. Oh no, the foot goes, and you can just sense that Jim's going backwards right now. Needs to find something. And Catherine's been quite low on this. Needs to really boost up. Watch those hips, press them in.
Nice.
There you go. It's awkward, isn't it? Because your elbow kind of gets trapped in your hips as you do that move.
And this is what I mean by it's weird on the undercut, because you want to pull... You want to pull yourself up the wall, but you kind of can't. You need to bounce up the wall, pull in, and then hope that you can hit the handhold like she just did. But then because she was so far out from the wall, she's slipping off that right hand.
Yeah. Oh, no. It might have cost her some power, that. 8 seconds. We're not going to see a top here, I don't think. And Jim has already got the zone. 2 seconds, 1. He's going to just jump for it.
He knows. I was going to say. Plywood Masters for the men's side. So it's all to play for. Aidan Roberts isn't here, who's won it for the past 2 years. So definitely not Aidan Roberts.
I was about to say, I was watching that last year. I don't remember Aidan Roberts. No, Aidan done look really good last year as well.
Yeah. So it's anyone's game for the men's at the moment.
Yes, and I think Max and Toby would love to walk away, but Stephen is currently on top, so we'll have to see. Izzy, now, this is a huge moment for this comp if she can get this. She's very close. Brings the right foot up. Now drops it down. Oh, wow. A skip. Can she get this final hold? She's got one hand in it. She does match it. That is massive for Izzy, that.
It is massive. Like even bigger that it was her second attempt as well. Again, she is applying pressure to these girls in isolation.
Oh, turning those screws. Well, she'll go off with a bounce in her step. And her head is held very high as she exits. There you can see her coming across our screen. Okay, Sam. Oh, those muscles standing out as he shaking on that left leg.
It's a tiny box to be in. Like when I say box, the kind of like square space that they have to actually fit themselves into. Foot to hand here, really needing to step up and keep into the wall. So hips in as tight as they can.
And we're seeing coaches respond to that. I mean, in America for the TC, they've got a no-hand slab section purely for that alone, you know. Yeah. And more facilities are bringing it in.
Yeah, I think obviously back in the day there was almost a bit of a joke in that Americans weren't really known for their slab climbing because all their walls were so steep, but that's just not the case anymore. Look at Brooke, look at Natalia. Yeah. They're just weapons on a slab.
Yeah, they are indeed. Right, Sam creeping down. Oh, that right foot. He's just got a bit of the shakes here. Shows how hard he's trying. You don't want to be shaking on a slab. He's got to keep things steady. Well, that's interesting. Very low to chalk up.
He's like, I want to lift his fringe up a bit so he can see, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Just going to give him a haircut in isolation. All right. All right, well, he matches that foot to the hand. It's not comfortable, but he now trusts it, and he can't adjust it now. So whatever position it's in, he's got to stick with it for this move.
Yeah, so hand on, foot on, hips in. And we're starting to like judder down it, and it just knocked him off balance.
I think you're right, finds the left foot. Right, gets stood out to the right, drops down to the friction here, creeps down to an underclink. Feet in.
Just taking a few breaths just to compose himself. He knows he can do it, but he's only going to get a 3-second buzzer.
Not a lot of time. He's going to have to go. There's no buzzer, in fact, but the time does type out.
I'm hoping her mind isn't going to get the better of her here. This is a boulder Holly can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, Holly. Swings left.
Easy.
Yeah, super confident with that catch, eh? Matches now. Keep an eye on Max as well. pings off. And Holly's got a knee as well. It doesn't help too much, as you say, but just maybe moves. You move.
We'll see if she puts the knee bar in again next time or if she just commits to that bounce off the undercut straight away.
Yeah. Some people were talking about that button saying, is it painted on the slab? No, it is a hold, but it is miniature. No texture on it. The screw is almost as big as it itself.
Cut a grape in half and stick it on a volume. That's about as big as it is. And it's full shiny plastic.
Well, there it is as we zoom through. He's moved past that now. We can see the screw in the middle. It's a tiny, tiny bit.
Maybe it's more of half a blueberry.
What was the famous Olympic quote? Pennies on the wall, right? That's what they're climbing on. They're kind of correct in this case. Right. Left foot driven into that zone hold. Steps out confident from Max. This is good.
Really good, like hand-eye coordination with the hands. His foot, it did falter a little bit, but it didn't affect him, and his hips stayed dead still on the wall.
He just needs fingertips. He's got 2 hands on it. Wow. While Max, with 2 attempts, moves firmly into the top spot there, and a deep breath of relief, I think, from him.
Yeah, I think that'll really settle him a little bit. Now he knows he's got that in the bag.
So Holly reaches up.
Oh, there's me thinking that she was going to commit to a full bounce, and then she's still trying to put the knee bar in and do it static.
Yeah, well, maybe if you'd have to be uber tall to get that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, she must feel like she can do something with it, but it's not a given. Even if you get that hold, it's not a given that you're going to move off it.
Absolutely. Well, let's see if Holly can reach herself into this hold. Here's the undercling. Looks up.
Go on, bounce, Holly.
That's
there we
better.
go.
Dragging those fingers on the hold.
I think she'll be in now. She can hop this foot up like Izzy. Yeah. There we go.
Well,
stop fapping with those knee bars and get on with it.
Holly back in business, moves into second position.
He obviously could ask someone to brush it, but we don't just have brushes that are running up and in straight away. So it's nice that he's cleaning and he's putting a little bit of time into prep. He knows that will matter. So it's a wise use of his time to just make sure it is clean, because if a slip, he's gonna blame that on a dirty block.
He's not using the line of friction here currently.
Well, he might be about to.
He's edging it down, isn't he? I think he wanted to stand in it for a second.
I was going to say, I think he might change his mind in a second.
But full foot on it, which is interesting. He's kind of blocked it for the left foot.
Yeah, he'll be able to pivot it well enough. I mean, it won't be the first time he's stood on no techs.
He's very confident on it, isn't he?
Yeah, the volume is big, so as long as you're kind of confident in your ability to do that and you feel comfortable enough to stand on it, like I would not. I've not stood on it enough and I would be terrified.
Yeah, me too. It's scary, especially when you can see the lights reflecting in it.
That was... So, Toby, before standing up and getting ready to stand up, he actually came from holding the zone all the way up. That was a fantastic movement, and to kind of do that on site, he doesn't look comfy.
No.
But there's many a position that Toby's not looked comfy, and just committing really into this groove.
I tell you, I'm watching this live, and the muscles standing out on his elbows to make that push move. Let's wait for the score. I think he's going to stay in second on that one.
He is. He's one attempt behind Max. So for them, it really is all down to this last block.
Shaping up nicely, as is the women's comp. But right now, this is Leah, who's got 3 zones so far. No tops.
Come on. Yeah, so really, you know, he's had time off, he's still in his training, he's going to be a different climber now.
Have you just written Toby off?
No, not at all, but it's almost, it's like the expectation of what someone's done in the past is going to be carrying on forward, and the hardest thing for a climber to do and to be is consistent.
Yeah.
The hardest thing.
And the expectation of him is big. Thea, meanwhile, wow, crimps that drag. One move away, she's going to top it as well. Oh, nearly didn't.
There's the sigh of relief, dropping down. Established on top of the hat. Mm-hmm. You could say on the top hat. Well, you don't know what you're going to be you don't know what's going to be thrown at you.
No. And there is this change from the render, remember, if we see that. So there's a thumb catch here now. She's going for the big jump.
Oh, she was close. That might just be something that she's not seen. No. Maybe she thinks it's, I don't know, for something else. But normally when you put thumb catches on things, it's not always completely obvious as to what it is.
I'm just worried that she's going to be sliding down that hat and ruining those fingers even more. So we'll have to see.
So this is the position Stephen's in, where he's technically still in the start position.
Yes, he's done one move.
Yeah.
Oh, that was physical underneath.
But the next big hold that you can see up on the lip is the bonus. I did ask, this is a Jan block, I did ask him about sort of different heights of climbers and how this was going to fare. He did say that all of them had been on it, and it's not a comfortable position to be in, but it was doable for all of them.
The words he used to me was, you feel like your eyes are about to pop out of your head. So,
I mean, a really good transition of weight from Stephen. He did slip off the first move, so it is his second attempt.
Is he trying to fig four there, trying to wrap the legs over for a moment? And now she wraps that left leg over the hat, but what an awkward mantle to do. There's more leg than hand skin in action here.
Come on, Jessica.
Oh, this is awkward. Tries to get sat on it, and she does now. Wicked. I love it when that happens in a comp. Now she uses this jib underneath. Looks at that bleeding. She will want to try to disguise that a little bit. Right behind your leg, exactly. We can't see it. Now, next move. Now, there is an edge up here, apparently, like a bit of a line to hold on to. Googly eyes as well.
Googly eyes. Yeah, I mean, I feel like she wants...
And that's the hold on the render.
I do feel like she wants to be facing in if she can somehow.
She's trying to suck some of that blood away, isn't she? Up towards it. Very awkward. She's got to turn, I guess?
Yeah, I feel like turning is what she needs to do. Maybe she's going to do a half turn in midair.
Oh, the press.
Which is always a great feeling.
For sucking away the blood, she knew it was going to come. That could have been her best opportunity gone in terms of topping that one.
Yeah, this is a slow block. Oh,
Yep.
Really quick.
We zoom in. There is a knee bar in here, but there's a no-tex plate. Squeaky, you described it as.
Squeaky. This because there is a no-tex in there. The setters have put that in there as well, so that ideally the climbers aren't going to lose all the skin on their legs.
Yeah.
So nice. That was nice of the setters.
Which is unusual for them.
Yeah.
People are asking about this blood issue. Yes, you cannot bleed on the hold. So if judges spot blood, they will stop you. You have to tape it up, and you don't stop your time to do that. So some of the athletes literally practice speed taping. Oh, massive helicopter.
But relatively in control. Like that was it was over very quickly for her. So great core tension there, and like shoulder stability in order to stop that movement.
Yeah, you're right. And I love this wrap around with the heels as well. She's choosing to wear trousers. I wonder if that will help or hinder this move.
I'd be cursing the setters at this point, going, "Oh, guys, come on."
Yeah, you don't want to bleed on the hole, but a bit of skin is sometimes useful.
Yeah.
And she's been here a while as well in this position. Has a chalk bag. The thing is, the longer you stay there, the harder it is to do the mantle.
It is, and like obviously we've all done mantles before, and it's something that lowering walls. But just this particular style, with it being like with having the negative space underneath you, you've got nothing to push off. That's why they're getting literally all their arms and legs involved. It's not easy. The judges will stop you and ask you to cover it because there's a chance it could go on the wall.
Yes, and it's one of those things we sometimes see in early comps, especially comps like this when you've got 30 boulders in the qualifying session. The comp kind of starts in the qualies. You don't want to overdo it and lose skin on boulders unnecessarily. Ember jumping out. Obviously, they won't be thinking about that at the time, but you can kind of overdo it in quali, ruin your fingers, and your next day is then uphill for you.
Yeah, and all these climbers will be feeling it tomorrow because, in training, when you might do a lot of volume of climbing, but you do 30 boulders in qualies, you do all your semis blocks, but you are trying 100%. Then you've got your finalists as well that are climbing. You just don't do this level of try hard in training.
This is so much better. She gets stood up and she will have a deep breath here. What a weird place to be in.
But we did talk about how long that kind of move has taken, and this might be her one and only shot of this top part of the block.
Might be, and suddenly you're facing the crowd who are cheering for you. It's a lot to deal with as she reaches up underneath. We saw this in the render. Not bad, but now she's thinking about turning early, which I think is smart on this.
Yeah, I think going side on might help a little bit, but just getting that gas on or thumb catch in order to creep, and then there'll be a certain point where she feels like she has to jump. There it is.
Yes. Well done, Ember. That is awesome to see. And a pull up at the end. Look at the scoreboard. She jumps up and it might go further. Yes, into fourth there. All right, Jim, let's see if you can do some comp weirdness here as he gets in this knee bar, toe around the corner. Comfortable from Jim. Up through the first moves. Gets established and now quickly into...
Oh.
Yep.
Maybe that's what he thought when he did that as well.
I think he did. He sort of went for the pinch and realised there's no tech there. I think I had to rethink that one.
Yeah, actually, Jim's wrong-handed here. So you can see his left hand down on the undercut, but he needs that left hand down up on the gas stop by his head. I mean, he's done it anyway by some weird backhand finger sprag.
You used to coach him. This is your teaching in action here.
No, Jim's his own climber now. This has nothing to do with me.
Right, wraps himself into the zone. He's not enjoying it.
I mean, he's kind of not reading it weird. This is better. Now he can get into that space underneath. Yeah, this is really good. Then he's got to swivel the left hand to come round. And then it'll be if he can give it enough of a pop for this top hold.
And Catherine, meanwhile, is kind of stuck on the protrusion there, down on the bottom right. Jim is close. One move away. Catherine falls.
Good left foot bump. He needed that height, but...
So Catherine is back on here. Little toe catch at the beginning to hold this first move. Set has changed that first move, made that right hand a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, ironic that they put the thumb catch on to help do that move.
No one's using it.
They're like, nah, thanks. We'll just lob. We'll just launch ourselves for the hat.
Oh, who would be a setter, eh? Nightmare. So Catherine needs to figure out this mantle. She was stuck kind of here for a long time before.
Yeah, interestingly, she's trying to mantle, not necessarily getting the leg involved. And when we've seen Ember on it before, she was using the undercuts of the volume to like lever herself up with. It's easy to get lost in this section, in my opinion.
I know.
There's just too much going, too many limbs, too many things.
Yeah, and you can see she's changed limbs. Jim's a move away, though, as well. Oh, what is he holding on to? What is he holding on to?
I thought he was about to go for the slippy mantle as well.
Unreal from Jim there. Oh, Catherine slips down. And our current leader as well is in action here, Izzy. Now, if she gets this, and she's very close to winning this thing at this point, I think it's going to come down to how quickly Holly could do it, theoretically.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, a top is going to secure that.
Goes feet first.
Oh. She's got the zone, so it would mean that Holly has to top.
Okay.
In order for her to beat her. Because now she's on 2 tops, 2 zones. Holly's on 2 zones and 1 top.
Okay,
so for her to get Holly to get the zone, it wouldn't be enough.
Alright, so Holly needs to do big things in a minute, but right now it's all about Thea, and she can sew things up if she gets this done.
Yeah, Thea could also take it. Again, it depends on attempts.
Yeah. But if Izzy gets it...
Yeah, she's in. She's got 3 tops.
So this is a big moment for her here.
Yeah. Facing the other way. I don't necessarily think that'll matter too much. It would just depend on how she sets up for this top move. It just means she's jumping backwards.
I think she's looking so confident here, but no, the pinch!
So if she can figure that out, face to the right of the room, before going to the thumb catch or the Gaston or however she was holding it, that would be way better for her.
We're having a look at what Jim held on to, which is quite good here. It's
nothing.
No tech, nothing. I honestly don't know what he was doing.
That thing is so slippy. I mean, if you've got any of these in your local gym, just go and try and hold the slippy part, because it's not possible.
No, it's gross. It was awesome work from him. But Sam right now, and Izzy had her head in her hands when she came down. She knew what that drop meant, or what it would have meant if she'd held it. So pressure for her now. Doesn't want to leave the door open for others. All right, gets sat, pressing down, wiggles herself onto the hold. Thumb catch to come. Can she just seal the deal here? Up she goes. 1.5 minutes. It's plenty of time. Doesn't want to rush it. She knows what it feels like now. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it is a better position for her to jump from.
No, the left goes.
Oh, she's still got time.
Yeah.
She's still got time.
So we're watching our final 6 athletes who have been qualifying over the last couple of days to get to this point, and it's all to play for right now as Sam locks in these knees.
Yeah, we've got helpful spectators online, just letting us know that Izzy has already won. Just looking at the maths, Holly did take 3 attempts already to do 1 block. and Izzy's topped 2 and 3. So,
but she won't know that. And
Izzy does not know
and
that.
for her, she thinks she's got to top this to win the thing or like secure it. So it's cool to see that from an athlete.
Yeah, I mean, technically the climbers aren't meant to communicate in isolation when they go back in anyway, so there will be definitely no chat of attempts and how many it took you, and you're not going to know if someone's done it in 1, 2 or 3, especially if it was like a quick boulder or if you slipped off the start really fast and then couldn't go up. That look of disappointment on her face, I'm sure she's going to turn around and look at her coaches and they'll tell her.
And Max having a long look, and you just get the feeling Max is on a run of form here, but look at Toby's scores. 4, yes, a slow start. 2 flashes followed that. Toby is in touch as well. Max, upside down, cruises through this first move as Holly pulls on your bottom right.
Yeah, Holly with the big effort. She's definitely putting it all into this last block.
Power press up then.
Yeah, she's going for the straightforward manner. She's doing it. Fair play, Holly. Good tricep action.
Yes, that's what I'm about to say. Like pure triceps on both arms.
I'm not sure what Max is doing.
What is Max doing?
I don't know.
This is disgusting. My shoulders are in pain watching it.
I think Max thinks that hold was better than it is, but it's not.
Oh, it's so awkward, but he's done it somehow. One move away from Max.
Yeah.
Hits it.
Yeah.
Got a match. Yes.
Good effort.
I don't know if he can be beaten on that now.
Yeah, well, Max loves the celebration. You can't see him at all because it's dark, but he is stood on top of the wall currently.
And Holly gets it done. And her bounce back as the volume is risen off the roof here. And so is Max. Oh, come on. In fact, Max has just literally jumped over the top of the wall. I'm going to give up my position here and let Leah... Max, mate, you take this and talk us through this boulder. Yeah.
He can't.
Super hard to read.
He's only just got off the top of it. What was the backhand all about? Were you just kind of like... You were so contorted at one point, I was like, what is going on?
I thought maybe the root setters wanted a spin.
Ah, okay. And then you felt the hold and went, no, that's shocking. It's not that.
No, it's
It's really bad. Sorry for the underage listeners at home. We'll change the language. But, you know, he's just come off the wall. We'll give him benefit of the doubt. Yeah, fair play, Max.
Thanks.
That was really cool to watch. Everyone went absolutely mental on the stream. Obviously, we've got Toby still climbing up here now. It's close between you two. Yeah, you're in.
It was hard.
You're in.
Thanks. All right, well, Max is going to go. He literally climbed over the top of the wall into our commentary box. We had to shove him on the mic. Toby now fighting on the no-tex. Full just right-hand palm on that no-texture surface.
I mean, Toby's in full fight mode here. He also won't know how close it is between him and Max.
No. He twists. It's classic Toby try hard, this one is.
He needs to bump that left foot up onto the volume now. Yep, here we go. And then big biceps to the top.
Makes the match from Toby. And we wait. But Max, who is still standing in our commentary box, has just realised that he's taken victory. High five.
And he's taken victory by one attempt to top.
Oh, close stuff from Max here. Max just chilling in our commentary box, watching the rest of the action. Meanwhile, Thea pressing up into this mantle position. Chest involved, fighting so hard, but she drops down.
You can kind of see this on Thea's face as well. This is a really rough last block. It's really, really physical, but you don't really feel like you're going very far.
Yeah, exactly. You put all that in and then you still fall off. So she's got a couple more chances here. Toe hooks, hanging off. Good work with that left hand, makes the match. And there's some big moves to come here now. Has she got something in these arms? Can she find that extra couple of percent? She starts to go. Come on, everyone. Cheer her on at home. Hammer that heart button. She starts. No, it's not going to happen. She approaches this amazing comp wall at Boulder, UK, onto the volume. Heel hook to start with. Out towards... Oh, the thumb catch.
Yeah, this is the way that she's been doing it. Then feet first, swivel round. You know, again, it's not the fastest. And she has got the bonus. I think that's what we're going to see from Thea on this one. And it's a shame to finish your last block like that. Obviously, it's not the top that Holly just got.
But in the meantime, while you're chilling, let me know, what was your moment of the competition? For me, I think it's got to be that shoulder move that Max did. Unbelievable and they have been active in the building as well. You can come along, try out some shoes, try out some chalk.
And how did it go last round that you were here?
Last time it wasn't very good. I didn't do very well in semis, and I wasn't.
Okay, so you had an absolute groundbreaking moment on block one. You came out and just absolutely smashed it. What were your expectations coming into the competition?
I just wanted to try as hard as I could. I wanted to have like fun comp, but yeah, it was really good.
Okay. And with the flashes, like how do you hold it together mentally? Because I think a lot of people talk about the physical aspects of climbing, but for you, if you didn't have a good round last time, did you know that you were the only one that flashed the first block, and obviously then you got some more flashes as well? Like how did you hold that together?
Yeah, I think it was really hard. On my last boulder, I was like, I knew what was going on. It was really hard to stay strong mentally. Yeah.
And back in isolation, do you talk about stuff, or do you just kind of like keep yourself to yourself and keep your head down and stay focused?
Yeah, just kind of sit there and try and stay calm for the next boulder.
And then one last question, like, are you going to celebrate? Like, have you got a strong season ahead? Have you got plans of more competitions?
I'm going to try and do as many internationals as I can, but I have exams this year, so we're just balancing both of those.
Amazing. Well, fantastic effort. Like, I've loved watching you climb tonight. I was like sat on the edge of my seat watching you. Well done so much, and all the best for the season.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you to Leah.
So
How good is...
I was going to say, next up we've got Toby. Toby, like watching you on that last slab, I was literally about 2 meters away on the slab watching you top. It looked quite tense. Did you feel tense, or did you feel like quite in control?
I didn't feel too tense, actually. I felt like I was more just trying to work it out. Like I knew I was like on the last move, I was trying to find the foot, trying to get the ridge on it. But I think it maybe looked more like intense than it actually was. But I'm happy with that because I've been working on my slabs.
I mean, it looked like you were taking your time and you were being really calculated. Like in terms of the rest of the climbs and the movements, was it what you expected? Like, did you get out of this comp what you thought you would come in here?
Yeah, so I wanted to use this comp just to see where I'm at in my training, try and execute on some boulders, which I'm happy with. Like on the first one, I made a few mistakes, which I'm upset, which cost me the win. But overall, I'm happy with how I did. But yeah, it was a close fight with Max, but in the end, he took the win.
Yeah, and you kind of know Max is coming for you. Like he made that clear in the VT. He was like, I want to beat Toby. It's really good to see the camaraderie between both of you. And obviously you've both got a pretty good season ahead. What are your plans? Are you doing more rope? Are you doing boulders? Are you doing a bit of both? I'm
doing both lead and boulder. Starting the season off in China at the end of April. I'm going to be competing with Max at the comp, so it's great to... we are just really good friends as well, so it's not like a rivalry like that. We push each other, and yeah, I'm psyched to compete with him. Yeah, I think you can also see that as well. Obviously, it's always fun. You're both smiling loads. It's really good to see you against each other. But all the best for the season, and it was really great to watch you tonight. Thanks so much. Thank you. Well, you said you made it pretty clear that you wanted to come out and beat Toby. You did that. I don't know if you were aware at the time. You did that by one attempt to top. Like, how was the comp overall for you? Obviously, you were here to beat Toby, but was that also to take top spot?
Can I hold the mic? Cool. I wasn't here just to beat Toby. Like, I was here to come and win. But this comp is like always really special for me. Like, it's around every year. I've done it for 5 years, and it's always around like my mum's anniversary of her passing away. And it's always been like really hard for me to come here, compete, have that in my mind. But it's also like makes like being here to compete with that going on is always makes it easier to like survive and like deal with that. So like I've always wanted to win this competition for that reason, and like put in a good performance for her. And this one I was like, okay, this is the one, and I'm just happy I can do that and yeah, put on this show and dedicate this performance for her. And I think that's something that is really highlighting back to the viewers at home is like, yeah, those guys watch you climb, but there's so much more going on behind the scenes, and obviously everyone has their own individual story. I'm really glad that you could pull it out of the bag tonight, especially as that means so much to you.
In terms of what's next, obviously, again, like with Toby, you've got a season ahead of you. And you said that you use this competition to kind of see where you're at. Are you happy with where you're at? Are there things that you want to move forward and work on? Or is it just kind of all around general prep and like we're going to have a year of max?
Definitely we're going to have a year of max, but I feel like where I'm at now is in a super good place. I think the power boulder wasn't hard enough that me and Toby can actually show our like strength, but we showed good execution and like skill wise I'm really happy, and yeah, physically I'm in a good place as well. And we didn't show that too much, but I think it's like the World Cups, we both will.
Yeah. And on this red and black boulder here, like the dyno, the one that you obviously, you and Toby decided not to dyno on. Was that something that was calculated? Was that something that you both read together and pre-planned, or was that an individual plan that you had yourself?
Everyone read it as a jump, but we didn't focus on that bit too much. Like the top move looked really hard, but it wasn't actually too bad. So I just saw this undercut and saw this hold and thought it looked quite good. So I didn't really read it as a double. And yeah, I've been training on the spray wall a lot, so it helps.
It's really good to see you moving really well on the wall. I'm, again, really psyched you took the win even by 1 point. I want to give you a hug because it means so much to you, this comp. Like, fair play. And I wish you all the best this season. All right. Thank you.
And in third place, Thea comes out onto the mat to celebrate that bronze medal. A fist bump there. And then second place, Holly Toothill. We tried to find her earlier on. We couldn't quite, and Leah has joined me back in the commentary box. I'll put her on air.
She's dressed all in black. I couldn't find her anywhere.
What wonderful interviews, Leah. You are very, very good at this. And what a moment from Max. But we'll talk about Max in a sec, because our winner now is out. There is Izzy. She said she wanted to compete in more internationals this year. Exams might get in the way.
I was really close to going.
Watching it, honestly, I had to blink it back.
I think it's always hard when you lose someone close to you. I've also lost my mum, and I think that was almost why it kind of made me really sad as well, because I know what it feels like. And he's obviously doing, wanted to win this comp for her. So there's a lot of emotion behind that, and the fact that he could really hold his head together is only a testament to what he's capable of. And like we said, physically he's doing really well. Mentally he feels in a good place, and I just really hope that he can pull that forward and climb well in competitions when he needs to, and that everything comes together for him at the right time. Yeah, exactly that. We'll look ahead to the rest of the season here, but for now this is our top three: Sam, Toby and Max on the podium. And I think they're best on the night. They were kind of winning into the finals.